Hi-ho, Eric.
Hi-ho, Chris.
Good to see you again. Retrograde Amnesia is a member of the Greenlit Podcast Network, a coalition of creator-owned podcasts focused on video gaming, entertainment, and pop culture. Go to greenlitpodcasts.com to find out about all the other great shows on the network. Also, patreon.com/retroam is where you can go to support us on Patreon. Go there, get early access, bonus episodes, mini-series, and voting rights for our next series. Eric, would you like to hear some hot sounds that I've recorded?
Yes.
Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic JRPGs chapter by chapter, beat by beat. In this series, we are covering Chrono Cross. Tonight, we've got our boat. It's a shitty boat, but we're going to meet the demi-humans who can tell us things about where to go next so we can learn about ourselves in the process and ignore election results. My name is Chris. I'm joined tonight by Eric. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris. Thanks for pointing at me because I wasn't sure who I was, just like the boy in this game.
Also true. We are also joined tonight by The Real Net, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live on Discord. You too can join us at patreon.com/retroam. If you support us, I might not have a creaky chair.
That was some strange cadence there, Chris.
Listening on Discord, listening.
We are also joined by the Fake Net, our post-production AI companion, whom, if you had Monster Rancher on PS1, you could get in your game with an Ace of Base CD.
Initializing Fake Net.
I'm better if you burn me to a CD and play me in the PlayStation Classic Vib ribbon. Optical media died, so that I may never live.
I think you might have broke me.
And you all doubt my power.
Listening. Anyway, Eric, we are headed towards the next chapter of this game because we're Lynx now. We have this Norris guy with us, and we've all decided to go to the Dead Sea because Lynx told us to meet him there.
That sounds great.
You think that's what's happening right now in this game?
Well, we're going to do some other stuff first, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've got to go to Marbule to figure out how to get there, because that's the thing. We don't know how to get there. The next chapter, Eric, it's called Marbule. Is the subtitle The Village of the Demi-Humans? The Demi-Humans' Key to Fate? Or Seeking Answers, Finding Darkness?
Village of the Demi-Humans. Give me that straight literal title.
Congratulations.
Ding, ding.
Ding. Yes, you got it. Great.
God, I'm good.
Good. So, the aforementioned shitboat. We're taking our aforementioned shitboat all the way to Marbule.
Fuck,
and...
no, we're not. We're going to Herman's Hideaway first.
Oh, we are? Okay.
That's right.
Tell me about Herman's Hideaway, Eric.
So, Chris, I get there and, it's really nice here now. It's not all messed up and tornado-rized like it was before.
Oh, yeah. It has not been attacked. Yes.
There's a clothesline out front, an industrial barrel full of purple shit, giant clovers, and a functioning treehouse.
Cool.
Inside this treehouse is Razzly. She says, tee-hee, this place is fun and nothing else.
Oh.
I wanted more from Razzly here.
Yes.
There is also a resistance ring inside that reduces status effects over time. Razzly has blocked the ramp to get this. I cannot leave. Draggy is here too for some reason, and all he talks about is getting more friends. I wish this was a mascot house, a repository of misfit dumbasses I refuse to include in my party.
Yes. I just remember that I did go here and there was no one here for me because I don't have Draggy or Razzly. I was able to get the item, but I don't remember what it was.
There's a ladder up top that reveals a bunch of foliage with an Energizer suit. This thing recovers HP to full at the end of each battle, which you should do anyway if you're planning properly. Draggy also, it's interesting. He's like inside the house, but he also will leave and fly around outside too.
Great.
And that's all we do at Hermit's Hideaway.
Cool. Are you ready to go to Marbule now?
Let's do it. Marbule.
Okay. Marbule.
Homeworld plays. It is calmer, it's gentler until some kind of horn shows up and hilariously blurps out over the existing melody.
Yeah, I wondered if it was kazoo.
Yeah, right. That it could
be.
Just some kind of dumbass instrument.
So this is much different than the other Marbule, which the contrast here is obviously very stark, but you could totally miss the other Marbule before coming here, so you wouldn't know much about it.
I'm glad we went.
Yes.
It has similar geography, but the coral surface has been covered by moss and other vegetation. More to the point, there are translucent ghosts that look like Chaos from Sonic Adventure just walking around here normally.
What's the smell? It smells like trash.
Wow, great. Yeah, it's definitely Chaos.
It keeps raising its two massive hands and either conducting spells or touching the coral of the nearby witch doctor's house.
This is weird. This is signifying the beginning of a additional subplot, which this game desperately needs right now.
Of course, give me some ghosts, man.
Yes.
The ghosts are non-interactive.
Yes.
The witch doctor's house. I went in here next.
Yes, this is the one with the bat chandelier, which I noticed this time.
It's very nice.
So the piss jar is still here, Eric. Is that another toilet?
Yes, I have in capital letters, piss jar still here. Fire up the sound effect.
Okay.
The Chrono Cross toilet count.
7.
But the music stops once you enter here. The only sound available is rushing water. So that's it. That's all that. It's just us and a piss jar. Let's get the hell out of here.
So that little grove that you could go to on the other side of the village is closed off.
Yes.
And
the one where the guy said, stay away from me?
Yeah, and also the elder's house is closed off.
Yes.
And you can go in where the black dragon lives, but there is no one home.
Right. It's like, what am I supposed to do here?
Yes.
There's some guy walking around. His name is Ask. That can't be right.
It's Ash.
Oh, Ash. Okay.
Yes.
I put K instead of H.
we originally met Ash in Arnie Village because him and his friend Toma had run out of funds.
Like a life debt or something?
Yeah, they're one of these explorers that we keep meeting everywhere. Like, there are way too many adventurers in this world, but apparently they all have, like, a sustainable income.
Yeah, right. When spoken to, he seems surprised to see us and says he didn't expect any visitors in this deserted village. Chris, my guy Bro of G ain't chilling in his spot.
Yeah, is this hot tub still there?
It is.
Okay, good.
There's somebody in a brown coat with a large stick walking around the land bridge.
Mm-hmm.
They introduce themselves as...
It's Toma.
The great explorer Toma. Quote, "What's up, guys? Did you come here just to see the great explorer? Just kidding. Ha 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 ha."
Yes.
Nothing else. He says nothing else.
Let's call back to our original episode when we first met him. Toma is, of course, the descendant of Toma from the 600 AD period, the Middle Ages period of Chrono Trigger, which Toma is employed in a couple of different side quests in that game. It's
Chrono
called...
Trigger, you called it.
Yes.
So I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. It's weird, but then it turns out if you speak to him again, Toma is also a lore exposition device.
Yes, I was pleasantly surprised to see this. So
okay, I have all of Toma's dialogue. How much do you have?
I have a pretty good amount of it, some of it paraphrased.
All right, I'll be Shepherd.
Okay.
Tell me about this village.
Toma goes on to explain that the village used to belong to demi-humans, which is something that we know.
Yes.
Demi-humans were originally located up in the northern region, but after Poor's colonization, they were forced out of the mainland and ended up here. So this is one of those points where I was confused. Is he talking about the northern regions of the mainland or the northern regions of El Nido? I'm not quite sure.
I don't know.
Also important, I think it's El Nido. We talked about that on a previous episode. But also, this is the first time that they've explicitly used the word colonization. Yeah. We had sort of wondered about that because all of the people that are kind of coded as Aboriginal and plus the demi-humans all seem to live in the outskirts of the mainland, and with the implication that like Viper came back, colonized the mainland, and everybody else had to leave. So this is the first time they actually used the word, which I thought was interesting. Toma goes on to say that Marbule was targeted by element hunters.
Yes, it was rich with elemental resources.
Yes, and the demi-humans were driven to a cruise ship.
The SS Zelbess.
Yes, they quote, work as laborers and are treated like dirt. I feel really bad for them.
He also says the rooms are still furnished and we can sleep in the witch doctor's hut.
Yeah, he's like, you need to do that so you can get some more lore.
That's
please,
right.
Guy. He also says if we need to know more about Marbule, we need to go to Zelbess and ask the sage.
Quest item.
Yes, so in our case, we've met the sage in another Marbule, but now we're on a quest to find the other one.
Tell me about the Dead Sea.
The Dead Sea? Nobody would dare approach that place. I don't know the details, but I've heard that the place is cursed by the most hideous dragon. Everyone's afraid of defying this dragon god, but being the great explorer that I am, I plan to make an expedition there someday.
I love his enthusiasm. There's a lot of exclamation points in his dialogue here.
Yeah.
He's really into this shit.
It's almost a minor miracle that it doesn't say Toma joined your party.
Right, yeah, right. If he had a portrait, he certainly would. He continues, "Oh, so you want to know how to get inside the Dead Sea? Rumor has it there's only one way. Quote, death's door. The entrance is out there, somewhere. Unfortunately, even I don't know where the door is. Let's see. Who might know? Oh yeah, why not ask the sage aboard the cruise ship SS Zelbess?"
Yes.
And now I'm like, whatever I ask him, he's going to be like, hey, you know what? You should go to the cruise ship.
Yeah, they're making sure that we know this explicitly.
Tell me about these monsters.
Oh, these creepy monsters, I'm not too sure, but I believe they've been here a long time. You can see them, but they have no substance.
He means the chaos ghosts.
Yes. You can't touch them, nor can they touch you. There's no way to communicate. I think people just call them the Black Nightmare. I guess they're like a bad dream. And this is way too on the nose, but he says, maybe a song would wake them. Haha, just kidding. There's nothing that we can do about them. Don't worry about it. He says if they're a bad dream, maybe a song would... I already said that twice.
Toma says it twice.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Toma says it twice, just like me. Me and Toma, we're the same.
A song will definitely wake them up, dude.
Yes.
Tell me about what's new.
What's new? Oh, yeah, I heard a rumor that you can hear a woman crying at night. People think it's a ghost. I've been here several days, but I've yet to encounter this
I think if
ghost.
you live in the city, you will always see a woman and a man crying at night. And by see, I mean here.
Yes, of course. Of course, we've been sort of shoved in the direction of making sure that we sleep in the hay bed under the bat chandelier so that we can...
There's only one bed there, but I just picture, like, you dragging your crew in there and Norris being like, dude, I'm not... Do we have to stay here?
Do we have to give Radius the bed because he's old?
Yes.
Okay.
Lynx is a cat and sleeps on the ground like a beast.
Yes. He sleeps on the hay. So then we take a nap, and of course we wake up in the middle of the night to check things out.
There's bugs and crickets. We hear voices outside, and the game asks us if we want to check that out. I do.
Of course we do.
I'm outside as Lynx only because it's not going to show 3MF sleeping in one bedroom hut.
Yes.
And it's night now. The entire screen has a navy blue filter at 40% opacity.
Mm-hmm.
I get my ass out there, and someone is clearly standing over a bridge. As I approach them, they leap off the bridge into the water. Is this a mermaid? And also, did I fuck up by scaring them away before they could talk some more? Like, I thought I'd failed a stealth mission or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is way before there were egregious failures of stealth missions implemented in video games, I guess.
Initializing snake net.
Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
So, Toma comes out of nowhere to give us some more mermaid lore. He says, actually, it could be possible that that's the mermaid who lost her singing voice.
Uh-huh.
Yes, of course. Mermaids are known to have a beautiful voice and sing about love and happiness. But mermaids are forbidden to sing songs about holding grudges against humans. If a mermaid breaks the taboo, she will lose her singing voice.
Wow, thanks for this super specific lore, Toma.
I don't blame her, though. That's all been happening in this day and age. So, like, what? A question, are mermaids demi-humans?
Oh, gosh, that's a good question.
I mean, they're fish people, right?
Yeah, but they're not...
And
it's not a full-body conversion.
Based on what we learn about the mermaid later, I think it's a demi-human because there's steak in the demi-humans.
Well, that, and then that grifter at Grifter's Row had a demi-human in a cage, right?
Yeah, it's true. Interesting.
I don't know, mermaid... Fake net, are mermaids demi-humans?
Initializing fake net.
The Chrono wiki on fandom lists mermaids as a type of demi-human.
Thanks, Fake Net, I guess.
Totally happy to do all the heavy lifting for you lightweights.
So, he also gives us something else that's interesting, I think. He says, if we're going to the Zelbess to give our regards to Captain Fargo.
That was yawn, dun. I'm sorry.
Yes, it's okay. That when we head to Zelbess, he says, quote, he could be devious, so keep an eye on him.
That means that one, Fargo's in this world, and two, he's going to cheat us.
Also, the Fargo in this world is not a man of the sea if he's going to cheat us, because men of the sea are honest, right?
That's true.
So,
although the last Fargo wasn't really honest either, so...
not
Chris,
necessarily.
he knocked us out and put us in jail, dude.
Yeah, but he was still suspicious. He thought we were Lynx's men.
We had proven that we weren't.
Through combat?
In story.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, well...
So anyway, after that, Lynx auto walks back to sleep.
Yes.
Then the scene goes back outside. Portrait character out of nowhere. It's that mermaid.
Yes.
She overheard the cruise ship SS Zelbess in Fargo, so clearly she'll be heading that way.
Yes. She says she's coming along with us even though she doesn't join our party. Did you note that she calls us son of man instead of son of cat?
It's so good.
So,
a lot of people still acknowledge him as Surge in this game, even though he's clearly Lynx at this
yes.
point.
And the only other time we've heard son of man was through the language of the dragons. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
We exit the door that next morning. As we exit the witch doctor hut, the mermaid approaches out of the party and says, "Excuse me, son of man." At first, she has question marks for names, but the second dialogue box identifies her as Irene's.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize we got her name here.
Yes. "Will you be boarding the Zelbess? Please take me with you." She has umlauts over her vowels. "Let us go." So she joins your party, but she doesn't join your party.
Right. She's like, I'm going to be there as well, which is weird.
Harley just says, "What's that?"
Yeah.
Like, I don't know either. Okay.
I didn't have Harley, but somebody was equally confused.
So, Chris, are we going to the cruise?
Let's go to the cruise. The SS Zelbess is a cruise ship. It's like the 311 cruise, but it's Nikki.
Jesus.
Right.
Oh my God, the 311 cruise was... Who was on... Fake Net, who was on the 311 cruise?
Initializing fake net.
There have been 5 total 311 cruises. Notable guests have included Tom Green and the DJ from Incubus.
It's decorated with posters and various pieces of fabulous decor. I think this boat is much different than the one we saw in Another World. It looks much like Fargo's ship, and since we heard that like Fargo is the captain here from Toma, I'm assuming that this is going to be the same layout with just different assets like posters and whatnot all over the place.
I don't remember this, but I have giant mural of kissy lips on the right by the ladder.
I think that's true, Eric.
Oh, it's also playing the music Zelbess.
Yes, I like this song. It's
goofy.
It's goofy. It's punchy. And it's a good song that you to hear for a long period of time because we are here for a very long period of time.
So we climb the ladder and there's some kind of logo, the full extent of which is obscured by the stationary oars. It's two trucker mud flap ladies in Playboy Bunny gear holding wine glasses.
Yeah.
I think the fucking text says Crazy Ocean.
I think that's what it said as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the scene here is there's like 3 people in beach chairs.
Yeah, the top deck, dude, is Party City. There are 5 long beach chairs and 1 4-seated table in the very center.
There is a giant magical dreamer sign above them. And at this point in time, I thought that was part of the boat, but in actuality, that is Nikki's ship.
Yeah, it's docked nearby.
Yes.
There's also a green and red poster with text that might say Veef. The stairs of the top deck are decorated with 3 garlands of bright flowers and Christmas lights with green ribbons connecting all 3 together. So there are also 2 sets of potted palm trees on deck, as well as 1 table off to the side with a tiki umbrella. Magical Dreamer's boat docked next door. A poster at the very bottom says, "Might is right."
Of course it is.
Which we'll learn what that means a little bit later.
Yes. So the buzz here amongst the NPCs is all about Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
One dude says he has nothing to do and asks if we are jealous. And if you say yes, he says, "Sucks to be you."
Yeah,
and
great 90s phrase.
Yes, and if you call him a loser, which is what I did, he says, he asks us if we're jealous. So,
you're just jealous.
Great.
I call them on the right side, the guy in the beach chair, I call him Relaxer. He's talking about getting cocktails and massages, and he's having a really good time on this cruise.
Yes, of course he is.
A lady in a yellow dress can't wait for Nikki's concert. The ship back there belongs to him, and he uses it to tour the world, Chris.
Yes.
The waitress in parentheticals says she is very sorry, but she is forbidden to talk to passengers. The waitress, by the way, cat lady Demi human. All the passengers are human.
Yes. The demi-humans are the workers / indentured servants here.
Yes. At the very top of this deck area is a small set of stairs and an actual bar for this place. There's not a separate bartender. The bartender is also this cat lady. She's walking back and forth. It has a white roof, a yellow sign, and a nice bar awning and a bunch of drinks in the back. No one is at the bar.
Yeah.
It's the waitress. So on the extreme left is some guy who asks us if we've been to Marbule.
Yes.
He says it used to be beautiful, but now it's infested by nasty-looking monsters. From Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, yes.
Later, he says this place demi-humans were just so happy to have job and receive food for wages.
Yes, Eric.
They're not being paid, Chris.
No, they're not being paid. There's also a crow's nest up there, right?
Yes. It's some guy and his dog. He says that only authorized personnel for Nikki's concert can get on, not even cats.
Yes.
This is also like a zipline transportation device to get people over to Nikki's boat because they don't have planks or walks or any of that. They
yes.
don't tractor beams, whatever you need.
Yeah.
Seems inefficient to me, but what do I know?
Yeah, of course not.
That's all I've got for the top deck.
Did you mention the cat's comment up there? That the guy up there says that no one up there is allowed, even cats?
Even cats? Yeah.
There's a cat up there, and I'm a cat.
So later you're a cat.
Later you're a...
Lynx is a cat.
Yes,
you're right.
So, yeah, at this point in time, I wasn't clued on how this whole thing played out. So then we can go downstairs, and then you're like, oh yeah, this is Fargo's ship. This is where that barrel was burning during the ghost ship stuff.
Did you read the poster by the kitchen door with today's special?
No. Oh, yes. It is a Marbule
Mignon.
Mignon. What is that? The steak? The fish?
You took French, Chris.
Mignon. Should I Google it?
FakeNet, tell Chris what that word means.
Oh, okay.
Initializing FakeNet.
You're aware I am designed to help you with Chrono Cross, right? Not talk about 311 cruises, or how to wipe your own ass. Mignon is a steak cut of beef taken from the smaller end of the tenderloin, or PSOAS major of the cow carcass, usually a steer or heifer. Why the hell did I say PSOAS?
Thanks.
So when I read that sign, my immediate question was, shit, how many signs in this game have actually been here that I've been able to read that I've never just clicked on? Like, is this a thing in this game, or is this just a thing right here?
There's a few. I remember the posters of Nikki and the Another Termina had some stuff on them. There's people in here in the restaurant eating, and one of the patrons here is talking shit about Nikki because he wears makeup. Fuck this guy.
It's the first guy in a bowler hat. He's like, a man has to be tough. Be a man, I say. And you know what I say to that, Chris? You're eating alone, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Of course. So, There's also a lady in there staring at a Nikki poster, fawning over his super sexiness. And she says that she'll pass out if she sees him in person.
Me too.
Me too. This is
Nikki, squeeze me in your arms.
Yeah. Who's better, her or Jiggle Guy?
The Jiggle Guy.
Okay.
Better or worse. My favorite is the lady at the table by herself with 2 big bottles of wine. Yeah. And she wishes the concert would start soon. It took her 6 months to save enough money for this event. She has to sacrifice her daily coffee breaks to afford it. Chris.
Yes.
In 1999, the average price for a cup of coffee in Japan was $1.04.
Okay.
Assuming she took 2 coffee breaks per day, that means this trip costs $379.60.
Whoa.
In 2020 dollars, that is $595.05. Is that a fair price for the 311 cruise?
$500 some odd dollars?
In today's dollars, it is $595.05.
I think that's a little low.
Yeah, well, the 311 cruise isn't really a high-class cruise, is it, Chris?
No, it's not, but still, like...
How much money would you pay to go on a cruise in 2020, dude?
Would I pay?
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay anything.
Exactly. So,
but I'm just saying there's a lot of overhead in cruises because you got to take a fucking boat out in the ocean.
Yeah, sure.
So they've got to be expensive, right?
I don't know.
So,
I'm not going on a cruise.
Eric, thank you for that
I had to know.
there.
I had to know.
You should have saved that for Patreon, but we're going to give that one to you for free.
So we failed to notice the lady in the nice dress leaning over the balcony on the north side.
Mm-hmm. It's Mickey.
It's Mickey.
It's Mickey.
Yeah, she's here too. She calls us a strange threesome, which is curious. And she says we definitely don't look like Nikki fans.
Yeah, and you can always tell when this is going to happen because the camera has to like arrange everybody into like a set position for her to have a sequence.
Does she think that we don't look like Nikki fans because we're an old man, a guy with a gun, and a cat wearing a Pope outfit? Is that the reason?
Small alien.
Is that the reason we don't look like Nikki fans, or is it because we're not like fawning over his super sexiness?
Did you say yes or no? When she said,
I admit that I am not a fan. Even though, Eric, I am secretly a fan.
I am a fan as well.
I like Nikki. Mickey says we don't have to say that to impress her, and then
That's
Mickey
also what I said when I said yes.
Okay, so of course.
She then walks through the bodies of Lynx and Harley, turns around halfway through the restaurant and says, I'm Mickey, the lead dancer for the Magical Dreamers.
Yes.
Nobody seems to understand the heart and soul of our performance. I want everyone to get goosebumps from the message we try to convey.
Yes.
We are not all about looks. I hope you understand that. And then she walks the fuck out the door.
Yes. That is our mantra here, too. We want to give people goosebumps with our performances. We are not about looks because you can't see us and we don't want you to.
I also want to walk through your body.
Yes, also. Eric shut me down. Pretty good.
So, Chris, the kitchen has a do not enter message when we try to enter. We can't go in the kitchen.
Yeah, we can't go in the kitchen. Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. Okay, carry on.
So the door on the bottom left leads to a game room, which is a casino with a craps table. Is this craps, Chris? I've been to Las Vegas 6 times, but I don't know what any of this shit is.
Well, based on what we learned later, there's no dice rolling, so I don't think it's craps. You can read the sign out here, too.
I don't know what craps is. That's just the first game I thought of.
Well, I know that you rolled dice in craps. That's all I know.
Okay.
By the way, you can read the sign out here. It's called Vegas Casino.
Yeah, really?
Which is a call to Earth.
Good job.
I guess. All these dudes in here want to give you gambling advice, and that's very accurate for when you like go to, like, I mean, local reference, but if you go to like a horse track on like Churchill Downs here in Louisville, Kentucky, on like a fucking Tuesday at like 10 a.m., it's all just going to be filled with old dudes holding the daily racing form, giving each other tips.
Yes.
Right? So
tips and hand jobs.
That's what these fucking guys are here for.
Yeah, there's 3 players here, and I think they're all the same models, the same people from the restaurant. The dealer is spinning the roulette wheel over. I guess it is roulette.
Yes.
One of these guys says, come on, baby, and then, damn, I lost again, but only after the spin is finished. So you have to, like, wait for the spin to finish for it to actually do anything.
There's one fucking guy in here who says that it's better when you win when the odds are lower. You got to bet on that 1% because when you win, you feel better.
So even if there's a 99% chance you'll lose, you'll feel great. That's what gambling is all about. And I'm like, oh, yes, it is, sir. Yeah, another guy says he loses every time he's up, and that's what gambling will do to you.
Yeah.
But Chris, we'll learn later, that's what gambling is doing to people here.
Yes, of course.
But then, the top door above that is Fargo's room, and it's locked.
Yes.
So we can't go there yet.
Really?
Was for me. Unless you want to go ahead and get to Fargo's room.
Let's go down below for a moment.
Okay.
Need some adventure in your life? What Mad Universe is a podcast about the history of sci-fi, fantasy, and horror, where we delve the depths of pop culture history.
everything's the same politically, but we have ray guns.
The actual motive isn't to explore something that's, quote,
Yeah.
scientifically possible or...
But neither is Star Wars, and I know there's arguments about that, but I would definitely consider Star Wars science fiction.
You haven't read Dune!
No, I haven't.
You can never be the Kwisatz Haderach. What Mad Universe on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
Hello everyone, we're superhero stuff you should know, and if you think you know about superheroes and comic books, think again.
We got romance. We got action.
Romance?
We got comedy. We got everything you need, man. Come on down to superhero stuff you should know for all your superhero needs.
I don't know about this romance. What part are you talking about?
We've got all kinds of sketches, and then deep dives on top of that. Come on down to superhero stuff you should know.
All right, so come on down to... Wait, why did I say come on down? To superhero stuff you should know.
Part of the Greenlit Podcast Network.
So down below here is the inn. It's the only door on the left after the ladder. The bug guide tells it is 100 G a night, sir.
Yeah.
It's one room with 3 beds, 3 nightstands, 2 bottles of wine in the corner, and a poster of either some horses or a man lying face down naked in a field.
That's one of the posters you can click on. It says Lady Luck Beckons, Vegas Casino.
Definitely the man naked in the field then.
Yes.
There's also a model boat, and I think on the desk, no piss or turd bucket in sight.
Nope.
Then
I guess they just shit off the edge of the thing.
Yeah, you never done that? Put your butt out the window and just crap?
No, I have never done that.
Well, look outside your window, buddy.
Cool.
So next I go to the first door on the right.
Is it the bar?
It's the theater.
Yeah, the bar in the theater. If you actually check the sign, it says it's a bar and it says "We Card," meaning there's a legal drinking age in the world of Chrono Cross.
Check. That's good.
So, but what's going on here? It's a magic show.
The curtain says "Crazy Ocean." Some magician-looking guy named Sneff walks out. He has true protruding buck teeth and looks like Sam Elliott without a hat or after he came into contact with mutagen.
Yes.
He's a magician and he has a stuttering problem. His name is Sneff and this will be his magic show.
Yes, okay, of course, yes. The music changes here.
After some light applause, I have the Splendidly Grand Magic Troupe.
That's what it's called?
In my game.
Oh, I have Miraculous and Mystifying.
Great. Localization, folks.
Yes.
Sneff asks for some volunteers. This song, the Splendidly Grand Magic Troupe, starts with a fucking gong. And that's the gong that Fargo hit in the past world is repurposed.
Oh, wow.
For this. Like it is an in-universe diegetic piece of music.
Nice, good catch.
So he looks around the room for his volunteers and zeroes in on the young lady in a red dress because magicians are perverts. She has some reservations and asks if he's going to slice her in two or throw knives at her.
Okay.
Quote, "Nothing to worry about, young lady. You're in good hands with Sneff." And
of course.
Obviously the whiff is 2 Fs.
Yes.
She gets on stage and Sneff asks her name. What's her name, Chris?
Her name's Jill.
It's Jill.
Master of Unlocking.
That's right. Don't open that door.
Hope this is not Chris's blood.
He tells Jill she is going to walk on air. He tells Jill she is feeling very light, and then he snaps his fingers. What's he say, Chris?
He says 1, 2, free. Great. Good
Foley
snapping.
work. Thank you.
Yes, thanks.
Hope that picks up.
Initializing fakenet.
It didn't. It sounded like shit. I'm going to play the hot sounds I recorded of Sneff snapping his fingers in the game.
And now I remember this guy, this Sneff, because I didn't know who the hell this was. Like I didn't know who Sneff was, period. And then he did the 1, 2 free thing, and I was like, oh, of course.
I had no memory of Sneff because I've seen all the characters when I go to pull character profiles.
Mm-hmm.
The site that I go to has all their portraits there, so I'm like, I don't know who the fuck any of these people
It's
are.
like some Mandela effect stuff at some point.
Yeah.
You're like, this, you're not real.
Yeah, this didn't happen. So
then there's a noise as a pink smoke explodes around Jill's feet, and now she's levitating as the crowd claps.
Yeah.
But it's now time for the main event, Chris.
Yes.
He's going to turn Jill into what?
A chair?
You will be able to withstand any weight. 1, 2 free.
Yes.
And then Jill goes horizontal. A pirate comes out, and he uses a sword to slash above and below Jill to show there are no strings.
Yes. Sneff calls him a fatso pirate.
Yes.
By the way.
Which, Sneff, dude, you ain't looking great yourself.
Yeah.
Man. Sneff then snaps his fingers and Jill is back. She says she felt like she had no control over her body, but it didn't hurt one bit. But it was very strange.
I think the greatest ruse this game plays in terms of Sneff is that, like, Sneff is legit.
He's hyper competent.
He's not
magic.
like the whole, like, red herring here is like, oh, this is eventually going to be a magic man who you figure out his tricks and you own him.
Yes.
But that's not the case.
No.
Sneff is just good.
Reminds me of a scene in Anchorman when Ron Burgundy went on that date and he pulled out the flute. And rather than like be like a dumbass at it, he's the best flute player in the world.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. So Sneff says, thank you very much for your existence.
Of course.
Assistance, not existence.
Yeah, well, thank you for that too. We appreciate everybody's existence.
Chris, then we get a heckler.
Especially if you give it Patreon. Okay, yeah, I get a heckler. Somebody's like, fuck this shit.
You're a phony.
Yeah.
You gotta let this plan out.
He believes that it was an inside job. The shit goes all the way to the top. It's a conspiracy. It's Jack.
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
Of course. Yeah, Sneff beckons him to the stage and says that he will prove that his magic is real.
He says he chides him for not believing in magic, and I think that was the McDonald's fucking slogan at that point. Do you believe in magic?
This is always great because...
Why do we know his name?
Who, Jack?
Yeah.
I don't know. But they had to put something there, I guess. Maybe not. But
Jack and Jill, Chris.
I absolutely love that we're here debating the competency of Sneff and his magic-making ability when there's 3 motherfuckers in here that can cast fire right wherever they want to.
Levitate chunks of the ground out, summon a goddamn meteor out of the sky to do 10 damage.
Japanese RPGs are the best.
Crawling bug. So Sneff calls him restless and irritated, then says he's going to turn him into a cat.
Yeah, of course.
Trick is called Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Yes. What does that mean?
Fake now, what's that mean?
Initializing fake cat.
Cat on a Hot Tin Roof is a 3-act play written by Tennessee Williams. It's the story of a Southern family in crisis, especially the husband Brick and wife Margaret, usually called Maggie or Maggie the Cat, and their interaction with Brick's family over the course of one evening's gathering at the family estate in Mississippi. The cat is not a literal cat.
Okay. Like, I wonder if that's if that's something that Richard pulled out of his ass, or is that something that he knew about?
I thought cat scratch fever for the longest time was where people just couldn't sit still, but it's actually like a real thing.
Oh.
So there's multiple cat metaphors that we do not know about.
Okay.
So he does it. He turns him into a black cat, and then he turns him back to normal.
He's
and
like, no fucking shit.
Yeah.
And we're going to find out later, this is real shit. Like,
yes.
It's not,
He asks Jack if he believes in magic. Now, Jack says nothing and walks away.
Like, has anybody been owned in this game more than Jack?
Imagine getting owned by Sneff.
Yes. I mean, we've owned Salt and Pepper on multiple occasions, but like, they're kind of asking for it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so anyway.
So then the bartender, who is also Bro of G Fishman, asks us to enjoy the Sneff family show.
Yes, thanks.
One guy says the show is freaky, and we all better watch out for, quote, that man. Jill asks how that man was changed into a cat. Fucking shit, after I do that, Salt and Pepper run out.
Yeah.
But they're not Salt and Pepper.
No, they're called...
Quote, I am lanky lank, and I'm stout,
yes,
stutters the other one.
Yes.
And then they say, shake it, and enjoy our show. You can now walk around freely while Pepper repeatedly slaps the holy shit out of Salt.
Yeah, they just
that's the whole show.
They slap each other indefinitely.
I watched this for 5 minutes, and it never stopped.
No.
If you leave the show, then come back in and talk to Jill, they run back out and do this bullshit all over again.
Yeah, occasionally the pirates will come out too. There's a pirates performance
like
as well.
A sword throwing thing.
Yeah.
So we learn why they're here a bit later, but not right now.
Yes, this is actually them. So, and you can kind of intuit this a little bit because we know the Acacia Dragoons are gone.
Yes.
And Salt and Pepper,
they escaped.
Isn't it ironic that they're the ones that are still alive?
Yeah.
So
that's pretty good.
Yeah. The
next room is for stage performers only.
Yeah, we can't go there right yet.
The room after that is where we are taken prisoner in another world.
Yeah, it's just a closet, right?
Yeah, it's the broom closet with the piss. Was there piss in here?
I don't think so.
Okay. Right.
I don't think so.
The barrel was closed, so there was no piss.
Well, even if there is a barrel or a bucket in here, we know that it's there for the mop because this is where the sage gets the mop.
I hate when you mop with the dirty bucket.
Yes, of course.
So, upon entering, the elder from Marbule, listed as old man, approaches and says, "Excuse me,
yes,
I need to get to work. Please let me through." You have a choice.
It's pretty obvious that this is the sage because he's a portrait character, but it is a little bit interesting that your context here is much different based on whether or not you visited Marbule in the other world before
if
you
he's just some
here.
guy or he's some respected guy.
Yeah.
You can select let him through or tell me about the Marbule sage.
Yes.
And he walks through no matter what you pick.
Mm-hmm.
The blue bug guy here is like, hey man, at least we get fed. It's not all that bad. We can't even tell what kind of demi-human she is, but there's another one staring out the window and saying she wants to go home.
Yeah.
She asks if I know what's happening in Marbule. It's a choice. You can say it's as beautiful as ever, or it's too painful to say. What'd you pick?
I said it's too painful to say.
I did too. I didn't want to break her heart. But she says, why do you say that? What's going on? It's something that humans did, isn't it? I'm sorry, I need to be left alone. And she about faces to the window.
Yes.
The guy on the floor asks us not to work overtime today.
This is all incredibly sad.
I'd be like, I'm not your boss.
Yes.
When we exit, the old man is telling the pirate guarding the doors that he has to mop the shit on the floor to let him through. He steps aside and lets the old man through. Chris, we must pursue him.
Yes.
But
we don't have permission.
No, the guard tells us that guy used to be the leader of Marbule, but now he's down in the dumps doing this shit. Quote, through the door is the grand slam, a world where the weak are victims of the strong. Power is justice, just what the captain preaches. Anyway, I'll let you through if you go get the captain's permission.
Yes. In your game, you haven't even met with Fargo yet, right?
Right.
Right.
I already had, so I guess the conversation is divvied up into two separate items, I think. Well, I guess we'll find out in this next conversation.
Right.
Right.
So we go back to Fargo's room.
Fargo's room's elaborate. There's a bed on the left and some kind of locked china cabinet on the right. There is a chair in the center with a badass skull and crossbones jacket draped over it.
Yeah.
There's a desk on the right with maps pasted above it. On the left is some shelf furniture with a giant bottle of liquor stashed on top. Above the balcony is a massive wall scroll with 4 Japanese characters written on it. Fargo is in here and he's speaking to the mermaid we met in Marbule.
Yes, it is Irene's. She is here. She tells Fargo that he's drowning in the memories of the past.
Yes, she's changed since she's grown up. He is not. He's still here.
Fargo's kind of miffed.
He's offended at that shit.
Yes, he turns away and he says, what do you know? I lost everything when I lost Zelbess.
I'm going to be like, dude, we're on the Zelbess.
Yeah, we're on the
How drunk
Zelbess, but
are you?
I guess that is a person that he lost. I'm assuming that is a wife or lover of some sort. And interesting too, like the death of Surge is the main divergence point.
Dissurgence?
Fuck. And I'll be interested to try to figure out like why is Fargo so different,
right?
Based on all these different machinations of these various things. So Irene's then goes on to say that
in a German accent, "Dat is untrue. My sister left a hope, a treasure that may one day bring the humans and demi-humans together."
Yes, and this is our first tip that like, oh, we're in the middle of a subplot where we're trying to mend the fences, right?
Yeah, we're trying to mend interpersonal and geopolitical fences at the same time.
We're trying to solve systemic racism.
So
with side quests.
Fargo thinks she's talking about Nikki, which is weird, right?
Yeah, because we haven't met Nikki in this world, but we kind of know about Nikki. Even if you didn't grab him as your party member, you know about him because you've been to Termina in another world. So you've got some semblance of who he is. And you and I know, just because we're doing this podcast, is that Nikki has some sort of dark past because of his conversation with Marcy at Viper Manor. So Irene's confirms that she's talking about Nikki and says also his sister Marcy.
Yes. Fargo is taken aback, stating, quote, that child died with Zelbess. When Lucia, then he trails off.
Yes.
Irene interrupts him and states that he does not know anything or that he refuses to know, quote, you only remember the past which isn't favorable for you. Lucia tried to save my sister Zelbess, but she was only able to save the baby, Marcy. Lucia felt responsible and has supported Marcy from a distance throughout her life. Irene's then asks where the old Fargo is, the one who had the passion and desire to build a new world with her sister. So, Chris.
Yes.
Zelbess, Irene's sister, Fargo's lover, Nikki's mother.
Yes. Nikki's mother is a mermaid?
I think so.
Okay. That explains his musical talent, I guess.
I guess. He certainly has legs.
Yes. That's
also,
true.
Can we talk about Irene's locomotion?
Yeah, sure.
She just stands up and kind of hovers.
Kind of hovers with her her fishness.
And we assume this isn't like typical mermaid rules where she can't breathe outside of water.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I think we should assume she's a demi-human.
Okay.
I really
that makes more sense then.
Yeah, carry on.
Fargo reiterates that the old him is dead. He asks what she wants and he doesn't want to be lectured by her. Irene's gets to the point. She tells Fargo he has taken away the song of the demi-humans. She wants him to free the sage. Fargo is like, what? Don't you know the song?
Yes.
Then Irene's is like, don't feign ignorance, asshole. Don't you know better? Only when the song is sung by the one with the special power can the effects be brought into full play. Quote, my sister Zelbess is dead, and you have taken away the sage. Marbule no longer has the true power without that song. Marbule is now a nesting ground for evil dream spirits, and she means this literally.
Yes, literally. And isn't it interesting, too, that Fargo's destiny is split? Like, at some point, his destiny split between the two worlds, and that split is he's either a man of the sea with some sort of code, or a fucking slaver.
Yeah.
It's like one or the other. It's like, wow, Fargo, you exist on two opposite extremes.
Harsh realms, sir.
Yes.
Fargo is like, so what? Quote, I don't want outsiders in Marbule. That suits me just fine. Irene's is like, stop being stubborn. The Marbule you once knew is no longer there. You will only find a nightmare. Open your eyes to reality. Let's go.
Of course.
Fargo is like, fuck that. I'm not releasing the sage no matter what you say. And he's just being like obstinate now because he likes having slaves.
Yeah. Is that
like,
it for that?
Is there a good reason for this, or is we just need a villain and it has to be him?
I think it's one of those situations where he experienced the trauma of loss.
Yeah.
And the only way that he knows how to make up for it is to make a lot of money. And in order to make a lot of money, he has to enslave an entire race. I don't know. It's kind of fucked up.
Say, give me that trauma, but I don't want to enslave an entire race.
Yeah. It is kind of strange.
So then Irene's backs off. She says, I will not beseech you. I will not give up on the restoration of Marbule. I will continue to strive to make my sister's dream come true.
Yes. Zelbess is a mermaid.
Irene's then weirdly hovers off on her tail fin. Fargo watches her go, then spits out a bunch of periods. Fargo stares into the infinite horizon off the balcony as the music resumes.
Yes. I came here. I talked to him before. I talked to the guy that told me I needed permission. So when you talk to him before that, he's like, hey, have a nice time. And that's it.
Okay.
But
great practitioner. Also, there's a dog in here.
Yeah, Fargo's got like a hound dog kind of thing.
He kind of growls when you get close.
Yeah.
There's also a closed barrel, so we know it's not a piss bucket. Plus, he has a balcony, so you know he just pisses off that shit.
Of course, of course.
You ever pissed off a balcony? Bridge, anything like that?
I don't think so.
You should do it.
Okay. All right, well.
So then I go speak to Fargo. Harley tells him we would like to go to the Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Fargo is like, I see you're out for blood. Tell me, where did you folks come from? Harley then tells him Marbule for some reason. And Fargo is like, what the fuck, Marbule? What are you doing here? He seems like genuinely taken aback that we've been to the Ghost Island.
Yeah.
And then Harley is like, yo, we're looking for Sage. Fargo denies the Sage is here. But my dude, we just heard you talking about it to Irene's. He just doesn't want strangers ruining my fun on my shop.
Yes.
That was a weird sentence.
Yes.
He rejects our proposal. Fargo then takes a fucking stogie out of a drawer and lights it up.
Yeah, he takes a hit off his blunt. That's
he takes a nice puff, my man.
Yeah, his newfound high tells him that he would get some entertainment by letting us enter the Grand Slam. So he says we have to beat him in the casino before we can enter. The stakes are here is like, you can get access to the Grand Slam, but if you lose, we have to give him the shitty boat.
Yes, you have to go lose in the casino, and he'll take our shitty boat, which isn't even ours. And like in my game, I don't even have Norris in my party yet. Yeah. So it's just like I just took his boat, and then I'm just using it.
Yeah, of course.
So your options are let's do it or no thanks.
Yeah. So of course we have to do it to proceed the story.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so we arrive at the casino, and what we see there at the beginning is Sniff getting his ass kicked, right?
Yes. I still don't know what this game is, and you hear Sneff just say, no, not again.
Yeah.
Fargo tells old man Sneff to give it up. Quote, you don't have what it takes. Just keep doing your shows. That's all.
Yes.
Sneff says the word nuff, then tells Fargo he's going to slap his dirty face with a wad of cash. And then
With a wad of cash,
and then get the hell out of the ship. Sneff leaves, and Fargo notices us, the people from 20 seconds ago, have walked in.
Yes.
Fargo tells us Sneff has built up his debt in the casino, and now he owns him. Chris, who is the number one practitioner of profanity in this game, and why is it Sneff? Like, I picture Sneff having, even more so than the pirates, having the foulest mouth and the like most disgusting metaphors and stories.
Oh God, it's got to be either Sneff or maybe Radius, because he's been around.
Yeah, Radius has some dirty old man qualities, but I feel like Sneff has no tact.
That's true. Like, Radius carries the honor of being a Deva of the Akasha Dragoons.
Right, and he's like, his hands are always positioned behind him like a wise nobleman. He's got a cane too.
I mean, Skelly's fucking lived a whole life, so he might have something.
This is true. And Sneff, I guarantee you, does that biting a beer bottle off the cap trick. It's not even magic. That's just what he does.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he's now become Fargo's indentured servant.
Of course.
So, in order to kick everybody out of the room, Fargo just decides that he's going to clear the debts of everybody there.
Which you can do. And the dealer is like, what the fuck, man? Are you serious?
Yeah.
And Fargo has a great response.
Yeah?
Did I stutter? Everyone then fucks off.
Yeah.
The dealer asks if Fargo wants the usual wink wink.
Yeah.
He says yes, but with sudden death rules. All I have to do is press the X button after the dealer spins this compass.
Mm-hmm.
If the pointer stops on south, we lose. Quote, it's a game of luck rather than skill, Chris.
Yes, of course. I have no doubt this shit is rigged.
Well, so I've also played many RPGs where you're actually supposed to do this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially PS1 games.
Yeah. Did you notice Fargo smokes while he plays?
Yeah, dude. He's in a casino. Of course he does.
Of course. Like, I don't know if this is rigged or not, but I survived one turn.
Oh, nice. I didn't. An image on the
or
compass.
Maybe 0 turns, I guess.
An image of the compass appears on the right side of the screen. Fargo goes first. It stops on north. The dealer resets, and of course, it stops on south. I lose, and Fargo laughs his ass off.
Yeah, he takes our boat, and my favorite part about him taking our boat is that no one says anything.
No, he's like, yeah, well, whatever.
Okay.
He says, quote, don't hold a grudge.
Yes.
I won that game fair and square. I guess that means you'll have to swim back. Ah, and he leaves.
Yes, of course.
In this world, people swim back all the time.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, we've seen Matcha and Korcha out there doing their thing. So that's it, right?
Yes, we're in a perilous situation, Chris. We have no boat. We have no answers. We have no sage. We don't know what the hell the Grand Slam is.
Yeah.
We're marooned with a clown and an alien and a cat.
And we are a cat.
Not yet.
No, I mean, we are a cat. We are a wild
I am a
cat.
cat. We are not a cat.
We are a wildcat.
No. Harley is a clown. Starkey's a Starkey.
But Lynx is a cat.
But it's not a royal we, Chris.
Oh.
Talking about grammar.
Let's check on the real net.
Okay.
Initializing real net.
Quistacular endorses the Retrograde Amnesia Patreon and says, this quality content is why I pay $5 a month. That was in response to Eric saying dumbass instrument, which is great.
I greatly appreciate your contributions.
Yes, thank you. We always appreciate everybody. SSD Ninja says, Piss Jugs brings back memories of when Trailer Park Boys was fun.
I haven't watched that since it's in like...
I've never watched it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yes. Quistacular says, I always thought Irene's was a demi-human, which I think we arrived at that point.
Yeah, eventually we concluded that.
Yeah. I don't know what this means. SSD Ninja says, did I hear Iwata Cash? Iwata, like, Iwata asks.
Iwata asks, Iwata Cash. That could easily be interpreted from either one of our mush mouths.
Okay, yeah, probably. Personally, stop at season 6, Trailer Park Boys. Okay, thanks.
Tiffany got on stage, like, with them at a live show, and Julian almost pulled off her fucking arm trying to leap her up there. It was funny.
So that's that.
Yeah.
Thanks, RealNet, for joining us tonight. We always appreciate you and your contributions. Outtakes are coming right up. This episode is a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on November 3rd, 2020. Thank you, Mark Shepard, for the intro track.
You're welcome, Chris.
Find us on Twitter at Retro Amnesia Pod. Subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you get your podcasts. More importantly, tell your friends about the podcast. Email the show at retrogradeamnesiapodcast@gmail.com. And if you like us, please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/retroam. Get early access, bonus episodes, miniseries,
and more.
And more.
And more.
I think the more is only the access to listen to us record live, which is a very slim window of opportunity because we only record like at a
Well, no, we
certain
can also
time.
do, hey, did you know we got free Ridge Racer and Persona podcast one-offs?
Yeah, but those are on the free feed.
Yeah, but they don't know that now. No one's going to go back in time.
That's true. Ridge Racer.
R4. Ridge Racer Type 4.
Until next time, Eric.
Yes, we will kill God.
Ridge Racer. And now you may go back to sleep.
Hey, you going to do a good outtake? Go to a news website. Go to one.
No. I was thinking the same thing.
Do it.
What news site should I go
I don't
to?
care.
538.
One that's got a fucking map.
538. CNN.
I don't know. Did they have live updates?
I'm just going to go to CNN.
Yeah, do that.
All right.
What's it going to say?
I was going to say, we've been detached from reality for
3 hours.
Let's go.
For context, it's the night of the United States presidential election in 2020.
2.5 hours. 2 hours and 45 minutes.
All right. CNN.com.
What's it going to say? Is it going to, the fucking nuke goes off?
I'm just going to read this. Okay. The headline of CNN.com is Fight for 270 turns to battlegrounds. It's a tight race in Florida and results are coming in more key states. CNN projects Biden wins Colorado.
So nothing.
CNN presidential projections give us absolutely no fucking information whatsoever. We missed absolutely nothing. The only states I see on here called for anybody based on this map are obviously our home state of Kentucky, Tennessee.
Did McGrath lose by a lot?
Arkansas, probably. We'll check.
$88 million.
We'll check.
Tifton.
Okay, everybody. Godspeed. Hang in there. I'll be awake all night, I'm sure.
I should have taken tomorrow off. I did not before. But we're all... What?
Hold on.
Nice. Good lip twitch when you open that, too. That was
Okay,
weird.
Go ahead.
Don't do 3. Never do 3.
No, I think the don't do 3 rule was mostly because I used to just keep
bourbon.
refilling the bourbon, and now I've learned how to do it. Eric shut me down pretty good.
The kitchen.
Let's just keep doing podcasts until there's a president.
I mean, I've got enough for at least 2 more. You don't have anything.
Actually, I don't. I
can't.
don't. Yeah.
I mean, unless you want to. It's funny. After he won in 2016, I made a list of colorful games that were happy, and I figured we could do a podcast on that if shit got real bad.
Yeah,
maybe not. There's like 30 games on the list.
Okay, well that's okay. Yeah, I was trying to get catch up to you, but my back issue made it hard for me to like. I could play games laying flat on the floor, but I couldn't like reach over and take notes for a few days.
You do any pills?
No, I just naproxen. Aleve.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's how I was able to finish Outer Wilds, Eric, because I was laying on the floor playing Outer Wilds for 3 days.
If you hear the music of the world ending, you're done with that game?
Yes, I finished it.
If you hear that music after a month from now, you'll start crying and you won't know why.
Yeah, Brooke asked me if I was having an orgasm on the floor when after I reached the eye of the universe and things started happening. So I said, no, I'm having an orgasm across generations.
That's nice.
So
thank you. Call back to a podcast you didn't hear. Great.
That was mentioned on the Wife
Doesn't
podcast.
Remember that?
Yeah, I don't think Brooke's even listened to it, even though she said she wanted to. Maybe next time we take a road trip without the kids. Okay, which will be never. Legalize gambling in Kentucky, you fucking fringes.
It already is, man. They're just called scratch-offs. People spend multiple insider info. You know the machine at my work?
Yeah.
How much cash you think that gets a day?
Oh, fuck. $3,000.
Well, close. About 25.
Okay.
Scratch-offs.
Wow.
Okay.
Sports gambling, though. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Never
do 3 podcasts.
Never do 3 podcasts.
No, I think that one actually turned out okay. Quiztacular also says, "Oh boy, getting political on retrograde amnesia," which is we do that sometimes. Patrons who are listening to us.
Sound test. You get to listen to cool sounds.